There is this little gear button up here
Yeah, gear button.
that will let you go to your account. I learned from Toastmasters that everything on this screen is completely optional, but you have an ability, if you want, to go in and mark when you've completed various meeting roles. They have no impact on your ability to complete a level, complete a path. There's no ability to put in more than one date at a time. So whether you choose to use this or not is completely up to you.
Is it always the same?
It's always the same.
So the gear button shows you it's always the same,
Yeah.
all rules. Okay, so nothing is required. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until I called to ask about it.
But
So-
it doesn't reflect anywhere in your path.
Correct. So tutorials and resources is a useful thing if you want to learn about things outside of your path. So you go to tutorials and resources, and over here you can see here are the different tutorials that are available if you want to learn more about pathways. So how you can access speech evaluation resources, how you can access the mentor program, how to access your path, how to complete a level overview. So this is a great resource for learning about how to use pathways.
Tell us again how you found those,
You go to tutorials and resources,
which is is that on top
which
bar?
is right up here.
And that's under
It's available across the board on any, that is
top bar?
top bar on everything other than your project. And then if you look under subject, there's tutorials, there's evaluation resources. So for example, if there's someone in your club that is having a hard time getting access to the internet, someone else in the club can go in there and print out the evaluation form for their project and bring it in for them. Because you have access to the evaluation forms for every project in every path here.
But this isn't tutorials.
This is under tutorials. Project descriptions, same thing. If you want a very brief description of any project in any path, you can find it here. And there's a frequently asked questions section, so there's a lot of information here to help you if you're stuck. But if you look at the handout, I have found my go-to resource is calling Toastmasters International. They are so helpful. They know this stuff really well. They can get you the answers like this instead of having to work your way through. I also put the link for how you get to this Learn More button, but really it's just going from Toastmasters International, click on Pathways, and the very first button is that Learn More pathway. And then I gave you directions for how to get to this page as well. So is there anything that we did not cover? Are there any remaining questions?
I'm just wondering how the pathways translates to distinguished status.
So there, for distinguished status, to become a distinguished Toastmasters, you need to complete 2 paths. You have to hold an officer role for a total of a
And then there's
year.
a list of other things.
And you have to do a high performance project. There's a bunch of things. You might be able to find that in the navigator. I would call Toastmasters International and say, where do I find the resource page that will tell me what are the requirements to become a distinguished
I have
Toastmaster?
that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the past, you had to complete your both manuals and then go through, I think, 2 more manuals to gold or bronze or, you know, like that.
Yeah.
And this one is 2 paths plus the extra things.
Yeah.
Yeah, of leadership and like that.
When are they phasing out that old system? If they phased it out completely?
2 years after your club
March
launches Pathways. So for us, it's March 2010.
2020.
2020. Yeah, not 8 years
It's
ago.
coming.
Yeah.
2020, so
March.
It's 2 more years.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's a year and a half.
Yeah, it's
Right.
2 years from the date that your club started Pathways.
Is anybody still in that old system?
I'm fooling around with the leadership, competent leader manual. I might be able to complete that, but I'm not using the speaking manuals anymore. I already finished that.
And we have a whole closet full of manuals. If a person wants to go do an older manual, if you may not, we get some credit for it in the club, but you could actually pick up a manual from the advanced manuals if the person wanted to use them. It's just, we do get some credit for you completing those, but it doesn't take you toward distinguished Toastmaster.
So if you don't even care about Distinguished Toastmaster, you could just do a simplified thing of the old system, like I went through
Well,
that
you could
one
look
first
at the old
book.
manuals, the advanced manuals, and you know, because when you complete your level of
I
competent
did
communicator,
that one.
they're gonna say, what's the next manual you want? And now we're just like, no, but you could, we have them all in the closet. Pick up an older manual and work through it if you wanted just to do that. That's an option too. And you just can't get to Distinguished Toastmaster unless you jam it in the next year and a half. Yeah, you could.
Any other questions?
Is something like what you did today, didn't Toastmasters do a video on that too?
I haven't looked through these tutorials. I would suspect that aspects of what I've done are showing up as tutorials versus having it all as one giant thing.
I think you have to go, they do it in like separate little
Yeah,
snippet
you can Google
videos
these
rather
things
than
and
one
find all
big
kinds of
video
stuff.
Exactly.
that shows you everything from A to B.
Yeah.
I,
A to Z.
I know that there was one that I saw that was for how you complete a level. So there's a complete a level overview, complete my assignments overview, accessing your path, completing a project. So there's a lot of information here, and this is again under that tutorials and resources page. Any other questions? Awesome. Thank you
for
Great.
doing this.
You're welcome.